Most women think they have insomnia in perimenopause. What they actually have is predictable hormonal sleep phase that no one ever explains to them. If you are waking up at 3 a.m. and wondering what's wrong with you, stay with me. Because nothing is wrong. You are just in a transition phase. You are in a perimenopause and you are in the middle of the storm probably. Because between 40 to 56% of women in perimenopause and menopause experience significant sleep disruption. And I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm sharing it because naming the reality gives you power. And here is something research has made very clear in the last few years. The most intense sleep disruptions often happen in late perimenopause, not when you are in menopause or post-menopause. Which means if you sleep feel worse than ever right now, you are very likely in the hardest part in this transition, not at the end of your capacity to rest. And that difference matters because when we are thinking that this phase is a permanent state, the nervous system stays on high alert, and the nervous system on high alert, it doesn't sleep. It's simple as this. Some women, about 1 in 4, will develop chronic insomnia after perimenopause. And that's important to acknowledge and to know. But what's equally important and often left out is that many women experience stabilization or improvement once hormonal fluctuation settles. And this is 3 out of 4. This isn't wishful thinking. It is what the broader research consistently shows again and again. And knowing that changes how you relate to your nights. Because when you know that it's just a phase, it's a completely different. And so, if you are awake at 3 a.m., watching the clock, wondering what happens to the woman who used to sleep through the night, I want you to know this. The moment you understand what phase you are in, your body already begins to respond completely differently. Because uncertainty fuels insomnia. Clarity softens it. A few years ago, I was waking up 4 to 5 times a night. Drenched, heart racing, mind already living in tomorrow, overthinking, and by 5 in the morning, I would often stop trying to sleep. And what made it hardest wasn't only the exhaustion, it was the story forming in my head. I was thinking, is this permanent? This is who I am from now on? No one had given me the biological context. No one had explained that what I was experiencing wasn't random and it was just the stage, a specific stage that has a name, perimenopause. I wasn't losing my ability to sleep. I was in the most intense hormonal phase of this transition. And the understanding changed how I meet the nights and what system I build, what tools I incorporate, how I relate with this. I was not thinking anymore, it's the end. I knew it's just a transition. And here is an important piece of context that most women never hear and usually miss. There are currently no therapies specifically approved for menopause related to sleep disruptance. Not because solution doesn't exist, but medicine has historically treated women's sleep as a secondary and menopause as something to endure, not to understand. We just don't understand these phases. This is not the failure of your body. It is a lack in our system. It is normalizing something which is not normal. And when you know that, self-blame loosens its grip. You're not anymore thinking it's in your head, it's probably only you, there is no solution, because understanding the patterns gives you regulatory power. First, early perimenopause, sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented. In the late perimenopause, often the most disruptive phase, and postmenopause, actually, many women report greater stability. When you know that you are in the hardest phase, your mind stops asking, what if this never ends? And start asking, how do I support myself through this phase? That shift alone lowers the night's insomnia. Recent research shows that anxiety and low mood are significantly contributors to perimenopause sleep disruption. This doesn't mean your sleep problem is psychological. It means your nervous system is responding to hormonal changes. And you have a power to use a particular tools and to address both hormonal and emotional regulation to its optimal. So it's just your biology that needs a different response, and when the nervous system feels safe, your sleep will follow immediately. Large reviews now consistently shows that non-pharmaceutical approaches, including yoga, breathwork, and nervous system-based routines, are recommended as a first-line support, not like a last resource. Because this isn't just alternatives, it's an evidence-based, aligned tools and solutions that you have access to. When you practice something consistently, you are not doing a technique. You are teaching your body a new pathway. You are giving it a new model. 5 minutes of a longer exhale before bed tells your system, nothing needs to be solved right now. You're safe and you can turn towards rest. And that message is often what sleep has been waiting for. Perimenopause insomnia is not your body betraying you. It's just a communication your body giving to you. It's your system asking for a different kind of support. And when you understand the phase and work instead of fighting it, sleep doesn't disappear. It starts slowly coming back. It reorganizes and then it returns. Let me give you a simple tool that you can do every evening for at least 1 to 2 weeks, because consistency matters. What you do before bed, you can use a wall or you can do it directly in your bed. You sit close to the wall and you lie down in such a manner that you are having your legs lifted. If you are too far, like me, you can lift yourself and just walk forward. At the beginning it's super strange, but when you are used to, it's one of the nicest things you can do. And you just lift your legs, rest your arms. One palm goes on your abdomen, one on your chest. And you do few cycles of breath. Inhaling, feeling how you lift both your palms, and exhaling, feeling your palms descending. Make your exhalation longer than your inhalation. If you inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Do it for at least 3 to 5 minutes every evening. This is already signaling your system it's safe. You can rest and let go. And it gives towards your heart and towards your head everything that your legs consumed during the day because you were running and rushing all day long. In order to come out, you put your feet against the wall and you are gently pushing yourself backwards in order to turn towards your right side, to push with your left palm the floor and to lift yourself up. So if you are struggling with insomnia right now, this is a very simple tool, and consistency is the key. This is one of the most important things that I'm discussing with my students. They want a quick fix or just for one day. And it doesn't work like this. We need a consistent and a repetitive actions to calm the nervous system and to invite sleep back again. Know this. If you are in perimenopause and you are struggling with your sleep, this is just the phase, and phases are passing. The question is how you pass it, with tools and support or without. And if you are wanting to have a support through your journey, you can join my Hormone Yoga Therapy online program, and you can test it for a week and to be part of the community of women that walk this path together. If you want this, follow the link into the description. And let me leave you with this. Perimenopause insomnia is just a phase, and the phases are passing. The question is what tools to use, how you are approaching these tools, and how you use them to know what's going on in your body and how you approach this. Because when you give your body what it needs and the support that it needs, this phase is not so drenching and it's easy to go through. And it ends. And when it ends, you're a wise you, and you're continuing your life with joy and even with more wisdom than before. So can't wait to see you on the mat in the program. And don't forget to let me know how you feel after 1 week of this pose every evening. Thank you.